Well, there are a number of things involved in it. The first thing to perhaps know is how the neuroscience of engagement has indicated that motivation and engagement are things that happen when the person whom you want to engage actively partakes in it. It's not something you can really con someone into, because the base of engagement is learning, and that we're designed to learn. So for us to learn, we have to be actively motivated to do it. There are various factors that come into that. First of all, the area that my research is involved in has to do with gender differences. So for example, by and large, without putting anybody into a box, there are differences in how males and females tend to approach being engaged. Males, because they release testosterone, tend to like victory. They tend to like triumph of some kind in terms of being engaged. Females, because they release more oxytocin, tend to like community better. Now, we want to use both, but those are starting points, and they're also starting points for how people become engaged in things. That extends to how they do things. Males, by and large, tend to like to take action. Often females like to dialogue first before they will actually take action. Neither of them is wrong, but it makes it different. And for males as well, they often want to know what's going to be the end game when they take an action, when they become engaged, whereas females would like to know how it fits in, but don't necessarily have to see a clear result. That's what we've seen generally. Now, if we look at some of the ways to keep anyone engaged, male or female, the modern age, particularly social media, and all the information that we get now, has allowed us to have two things that people have never had before in a large scale, and that's information and choice. And when people have information and choice and can act autonomously, then they tend to become more engaged. So if you want engagement among, say, a sales staff or whatnot, you have to allow them to use information and choice on their own desire. For example, we talked a bit about if you have somebody who's representing a particular product and someone has a question and there's a really quick pathway, if they don't know the answer, rather than just skating and pretending they know the answer, if there's a real quick pathway, and our information pathways make that possible now, for them to actually find out something and to get more expertise in a very short period of time, so they can give that customer exactly what he or she needs in an honest, informational way, then that is a really great use of information and choice within an autonomous setting. One of the things that's really important today, although we say we're socially connected, people still like to feel that they are, despite all their social connections, they still like to feel like they're special as part of a special team. And so one of the ways to help people who are people be engaged who are, say, for example, in a sales capacity, is to allow them to learn, but learn in collaboration with others and achieve a certain level of expertise, say if you've got an individual product, to achieve that using their own information and choice, but to be recognized, not in a big way, but in a little way. And the recognition I find that's most important is when somebody has a higher level of understanding that they've displayed about your product, one that they are selling, then link them up with other people who have that. They may be in a different store, they may be in a different state or province, they may be in a different country. But that turns the crank of those types of people, because everyone loves to learn. And when it's recognized that they have learning that they can share with some other passionate people at a higher level, that costs a company very little in the end. But then they will go about solving problems that the company has, particularly in relation to sales or the product, if the company's willing to listen to what's being said, that the company would never have imagined. And it's all because they allowed these people to collaborate together at a higher level of learning and understanding.